Happy 2022, everybody. And yes, I do sound like Kermit the Frog, and I am in a bubble in my car here so that I can't get any of the illness out of the car. But TK's over at Tremonti's. Tell us about Tremonti's, TK.
Well, they're open today till 3 p.m. and it's just counter sales. They're not serving lunch or anything, but you can come in and buy some meat, steaks, pork, fish, shrimp rolls, ribeye rolls, whatever you might want for New Year's Eve or for the weekend. And then they'll be back open full speed ahead on Monday. They appreciate everybody that's come by during the holidays. A huge turnout. And they've been closed for a few days to clean and do inventory and all that good stuff. But Tremonti's Meat and Seafood open until 3 p.m. today. Come by, get some meat, whatever you might need, wine, whiskey, got it all.
Tommy, today a lot to talk about in sports from a standpoint of we got the semifinals between, obviously Bama's a 2-touchdown favorite against Cincinnati. Georgia's a touchdown, 7.5-point favorite against Michigan. We had one of the worst calls, and, it cost Tennessee a game yesterday as Tennessee would have won a bowl game. Worst call since the NOLA no call. I'll have you break that down for us here in a minute. Yesterday, that cost the SEC a bowl win. The SEC only with one win so far in bowl season. Also, Kim Mulkey and LSU women's basketball, they just continue to stay hot. They can continue to roll. They beat a ranked team on the road in their first SEC game under Kim Mulkey. I mean, unbelievable story. It's just turning into like a Hallmark movie what Kim Mulkey's doing in year one at LSU. Remember, this is a team that only won 9 games last year. Let's start with Kim Mulkey, Tommy. Your reaction to, we saw Will Wade go on the road, take his team on the road for the first time this year against a ranked opponent in SEC play. It didn't work out real well. They got taken to the woodshed. But Kim Mulkey's team was pretty much in control the whole way.
Yeah, they really were. Ronnie, I joined you on the radio in Lafayette yesterday, and I said nothing that Kim Mulkey does should surprise anyone. And she's a winner. We said that. I got a text last night from a friend after that game ended and said, Kim Mulkey just wins. And then I texted a group I'm in New Orleans. I said, it's a winner. One guy who goes, it's amazing that what this woman has done now at LSU. Now, there's a long way to go, but they beat a ranked team on the road, open conference play. Joni Taylor, the coach of Georgia's women's team, was a coach of the year in the conference last year. And they go in there and win the game 68-62. I was following it on the LSU app on the phone, and a lot of people were around me with, hey, what's the score? How much time's left? Everybody was interested. And big win, but I think Kim Mulkey could be the first one to tell you that there's a long way to go, a lot of ground to cover yet. But it was a great start to their SEC schedule, and they'll climb a little bit in the rankings, and that'll be good.
What's pretty incredible is that Kim Mulkey, yes, she brought in some new players and all that kind of stuff, no doubt about it. But the whole how she's turned this around so quickly, Tommy, and the expectations. I mean, it's incredible. This was only 9 wins a year ago. This was a team and a program that nobody cared about. Nobody went to the games. You literally would have friends and family, and that's it. A couple hundred people, at the games. And now I can't even imagine what the next game is going to be like when they come home. I mean, you had over 6,000 for a non-conference game against a nobody opponent a week or so ago. Now you're going to have 7,000-8,000 probably for your next game. So it's a great story. People wondered if LSU could ever justify paying her, the money that they're paying her, in excess of $2 million and her assistants and all that, And the bottom line, Tommy, is if you got 5 or 1,000 or more season ticket holders, and your attendance is consistently between $6,000 and $10,000, and and not to mention Kim's got a big time personality. She's a big time, probably fundraiser type person as far as on the trail raising money for your program and your school. So this is turning into a no brainer for Scott Woodward already, and we're not even a year in.
Well, Scott Woodward, I mean, look, he hit it out the park. He went and got Kim Mulkey. He went and got Jay Johnson. He went and got Brian Kelly. And obviously what Kim Mulkey's doing in the, a half a season, basically, a little less than a half. is just remarkable, and it's a tribute to Kim Mulkey, her staff, and those players. I mean, they've bought into whatever it is she's drilling them on in practice, and she knows what she's doing. She's a winner. That's all I can say. I mean, wow.
Before we talk about Alabama and Georgia and those games tonight, I want to go back to yesterday, and I want you to break it down for those that may or may not have seen it or whatever. But Tennessee had at home, basically, in the Music City Bowl in Nashville, had a 21-7 lead in the first half. They end up blowing it. They lose in overtime to Purdue. Excuse me, on a last-second field goal in overtime. But you told me that, in your opinion, it may be as bad of a call as the NOLA no call against the Rams, which puts the Rams in the Super Bowl a few years ago when they didn't call pass interference against the Rams, and when Drew Brees threw that pass and to Harris in the corner. Take us through, for those that maybe didn't see what happened at the end of the game, why Tennessee fans have a right to feel like they got the game stolen from them.
Well, it was an awful call, like the NOLA no call. The difference being the NOLA no call could not be reviewed. Okay, last night Tennessee goes for it on 4th and goal from about the 1 yard line. Tailback goes off right tackle. He gets hit. Another Pitt player gets in there and he's falling down. He's churning his legs, and I mean, for a half a count, it looked like he might not go any further forward. And then he was on top of a Pitt player. He's not on the ground. No part of his body touched the ground other than his feet. And he reached with his arm forward, holding the ball, which clearly went over the goal line, and not like close, clearly into the end zone. And then everybody thinks touchdown, and the ref comes running in and says his progress was started. Now, number one, the whistle does not matter, although it was not blown. They played back in audio. Then the analyst, who was the referee guy on the broadcast, said whistle doesn't matter here. So they go to the replay review. So everybody on the planet Earth says, okay, referee missed the call. Now we have replay. They're going to say that this is a Tennessee touchdown. And they said no. It said his progress was stopped, which it's as bad as the NOLA no call. That, again, if you're going to have replay, use it. Take replay out if you're not going to use it, in my opinion. And, of course, social media went nuts, and social media is a venomous thing for the most part. But they were 100% correct on this. It should have been a Tennessee touchdown. Doesn't mean they'd have won the game. But to have the call missed, I get that. But then to have the replay not corrected, look, there you go. Refs are the worst ever. And then in the Arizona, no, it was in the game after that. They said a guy stepped out of bounds, wasn't even close to being out of bounds, and replay didn't turn that over. I mean, and look, Ronnie, sports gambling's exploding in this world, okay? We can all do it on our phone. Louisiana, January 15th, you can. And, I mean, these refs are missing calls, and then replay's not corrected. I get the missed call. It happens. They're humans, okay? You're going to make a mistake. But that's why the whole replay thing was put in, to fix the mistakes. And it didn't work for Tennessee last night. It could have been the difference in the game. We don't know that for 100%, but it's just embarrassing. There was an ACC crew, I'll say it. It was Pitt versus Tennessee. It was an ACC crew. And to them not to use the replay to correct that it makes you ask a fair question. Is somebody getting paid off? That's how bad it was. And that's a fair question.
Joseph said refs are worse than ever. I would say this, Joseph. I don't know if that's true. It's just that we have, 85 different angles. We're able to see every missed call instantaneously, where that was not the case before. But I want them to use the instant replay. It's almost like they need an independent body to do instant replay, Tommy, because I think there's a little bit of, these are our guys, these are our friends. They don't want to overturn a call unless there's like absolutely zero reasonable doubt, or, it's 100% in your face kind of thing. And I think that with the officials up in the booth, the replay officials up in the booth, I think they're just too close to the people on the field. And there maybe there's a little bit of don't want to show them up unless you have to type of thing.
Well, but something I said years ago, Ronnie, what they need to do, if possible, and this would be possible in probably 90% of the situations, they need to have somebody in a room with a black screen in front of them. Okay, beep. Okay, Tommy, you got to watch this play. but I don't know what the call on the field is. Okay, every now and then you can see the call because the ref's waving or whatever. I don't know the call. They said, Tommy, look at this play. Tell me if this guy broke the plane or not, or tell me if his foot went out of bounds or not. Tell me if it's a fumble or was his knee down. And then without knowing the call, I guarantee you the correction would be a lot better. Now, it may be, there'll be times when you can't not know the call, but that's the way to do it. Or they got to form an independent body that's going to come in and just, again, I'm making a bold statement. It almost makes you think somebody was paid off last night, okay? Because that's how bad it was, Ronnie. I mean, in everybody's season, it's like Don Shula said in the mid-'80s when the NFL first talked about replay. He said, you know what? Every person watching on their sofa at home has replay, so we better damn sure well use it. That's a quote from Don Shula 35 years ago. You know what? You got replay, use it or scrap it.
I 100% agree with you. I want you to give us your analysis of the games tonight, Tommy. Of the two games, do you expect Georgia and Michigan to be? I mean, most people don't expect Alabama and Cincinnati to be a close game. Alabama's a 14.5-point favorite. This is Cincinnati's first time, in anything like this. Alabama's had a month to prepare. They just came off playing their best football of the year in the championship game against Georgia. Most people don't give them a chance. But Michigan and Georgia, what are you thinking on that one?
Well, I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be, I think it'll be back and forth. I think low scoring. And I think Georgia will separate in the second half. They're 7.5-point favorite. That line hasn't moved, which means people are jumping on both sides of it. So I think Georgia wins the game by 10 or 14 points once it's up 13 points, once it's all said and done and covers that spread with separation in the second half of that game. Neither team is really built to come back. If one team were to get ahead by 14 or 17 points, neither team's got that up-tempo thing where you think they can come back. Georgia's defense, Michigan's a better football team than anybody thought all year long, but they haven't played anybody the caliber of Georgia, including Ohio State, who can't hold a candle to Georgia. First game, I think it's Alabama in a rout. That one's going to be ugly.
I'm going to cut sports shorts a little bit short. Naturally, you hear that I'm not feeling well, and two, we got some little power issues, so I don't want to get caught in between. Tommy over at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. That we'll be back over there next week, Monday and Friday at Tremonti's. We'll be there Monday. And then, of course, tomorrow, check out Sports Shorts Radio, 10 to noon on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. CK, enjoy your New Year's Eve, my friend.
Happy New Year to everybody out there. We appreciate all y'all watching, listening, sharing, sending messages. We appreciate it very, very much. And we hope 2022 is great for everybody involved. And I don't have a feeling. Travis wants to know where's my glasses like that. I didn't get the memo to go find me some 2022 glasses. So I'm going to leave that to Ronnie. He's more of a GQ guy than me anyway.
These are Times Square COVID glasses.